All right, so Ashton Meyer here, founder of Believe to Achieve. Well, I can't even really say founder of Believe to Achieve now because I don't want to say we've kind of, my success partner and I have combined our teams, and we are now the founders of Believe to Achieve to take total control. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but it's all right. Some way, somehow, we'll come up with something short. So, I wanted to talk to you guys tonight a little bit about vision, about the book that I have been reading, and something that really stuck out with me that I felt would be great to speak to you guys. Because, as we know, without a clear vision, people perish, right? Or at least that's what it says in the Bible. I mean, you could look up different quotes and everything, but it talks about having a clear vision and being able to see and know, like, where you're going to go and everything. So I wanted to read to you guys here something that really stuck out, and then give you guys some points and tips as far as when you're creating your vision, and then give you guys, I don't want to say an assignment. I hate saying assignments. Assignments sound like you're in school, and that can be like, but let's just call it like, and we'll just say it's your vision board. But I want you guys to create a vision board by the end of this month. How does that sound? Or like to have one for September, so that you guys, I mean, I don't care if you don't even want to grow this business. You should have a vision board for your life so that you can see, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. And when you're seeing these things each and every day, you're going to start doing the task that come into play. Your mind will start to trigger things. Like, you're going to look at your vision board and you're going to be like, that's what I want. This, okay, I want that. What do I got to do? And your mind already starts going. So this is the book that I'm reading. It's called the Deborah Anointing. And it says, vision brings clarity and definition to life. Vision brings structure to chaos. Vision provides inspiration. Vision is like oxygen to the lungs. Wow, if you take just a second to think about that, vision is like oxygen to the lungs. What is oxygen to the lungs? That's crazy. So anyways, vision can be the reason you get out of bed every morning. Vision drives you and compels you to reach just a little bit further and press a little bit harder. Vision can keep you alive and breathing when life and all its disappointments knock you unconscious. Vision is like a defibrillator that delivers an electric shock to the heart of hope that keeps you walking by faith and not by sight. And when I read that this morning, I was like, oh, wow, that's powerful. Like, if you just stop and really think about that. And it's so true that, like, if we just try to do things on our own without having a clear vision, without thinking, and without knowing, we're going to be all over the place with our business. We're going to be all over the place with our children. We're going to be all over the place with our life. And we're not going to accomplish any sort of goal or any sort of anything. We can't accomplish it if we don't see it clearly. So there's a few points here that I want to give to you guys, and also give you guys my feedbacks and everything. So number one, when you guys have this vision of what you want to do with your family, this vision of what you want to do with this business, some of you might be in this business just to receive the discount, and that's okay. But you still have a vision for your life, a vision for your finances, a vision for your home. I mean, most people have a dream home if they really sat down and thought about it, right? Like, if you're like, okay, I'm going to give you $1 million. What would your home look like? Everyone would be like, oh, this and this and this. And it's nowhere near close to what you actually are living. But when somebody gives you that mental picture and you have a vision of what your place would look like if all circumstances were in the way that they were in, it'd be completely different from what you're living. So why is it now that we can't have a vision, or why is it now that we have such a little vision? Like, why are these things that block us, like, and I can tell you right now that, it comes down to that belief, it comes down to that faith, and it comes down to doing the actions that set in place. But it starts with belief, it starts with vision, it starts with your brain or your mindset. I mean, you can call it whatever you want to call it. It all comes back down to, I'm going to call it God's dream or God's vision for your life. And so we need to have this childlike faith. They always call this, right, childlike faith. Like, and if you think about it, a child over and over and over, like you have a kid that, they have faith in everything. If you've got kids, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, they come up to you, Mommy, can I have a piece of candy? No. Can I have a piece of candy? No, I said no. Like 2 seconds later, can I have a piece of candy? What do you not understand? And maybe that's not faith, that's more persistence or whatever, but children have this faith that anything can happen, right? Like, they don't see what we see. And I'm talking about like finance aspects, right? Like, they have this faith, like, we're going to get this house and everything. And it's like, well, if you could really see everything else like this, I mean, so when you guys have a vision of what you set for your home, what you set for your business, what you set for your life, for your family, have a childlike faith. Don't come and be like, well, I don't think that that's going to happen, so I'm not going to put it on my vision board. No, a vision board is something, and actually, let me find this. Let me read this part quick. Where did I lose it? Okay, right here. A vision is a clear and precise mental portrait of a preferable future. Put that in writing. A vision is a clear and precise mental portrait of a preferable future. Not a what really could happen or what I think could happen. A preferable. Preferable. So what you prefer. That a vision is the things that you prefer in your life to happen. The things that you foresee that you want to happen. That is what a vision board is about. It's not what you see. It's not about, well, in all reality or all honesty or, to be like, if I want to be realistic. You know what? You've got to set realistic goals. Okay? So goals are different. So you're getting what I'm saying here. A vision is completely different from goal setting. You need to have realistic goals and be realistic with yourself and stuff like that. But a vision needs to be your grand preferable, what would your whole dream life look like? It wouldn't look like the house that you're sitting in now. It wouldn't look like the situation that you're sitting in now. It wouldn't look like the thing. I guarantee you, each and every single one of you are like, yep, you're right. So that's why you need to have a vision. This is why you need to have a clear vision board. And I need to I don't think I really need to redo my vision board. I just need to look at it every day and maybe change a few things around. Because that's the thing is having that vision board, but you also need to mentally look at it. And me, I'm more of a pictures girl, so I think I need to put more pictures on there. And I'll show you guys my vision board that I made for the beginning of this year, but I really haven't looked at it. I haven't focused on it. And I'm like, you know what? I need to come to this every single day. And usually this is where I do my work. But I need to make sure that this is, after I get done with my prayer, I look at my vision board so I know where I'm going to go. Okay, so have a childlike faith when you're creating your vision board. Don't have this, you need to have this, anything can happen, like childlike faith. They think clouds are made out of marshmallows, or, you know, like, it's gonna, like, anything could happen. Like, a rainbow could rain Skittles, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, anything could happen. They think that, I mean, they have this faith. And that's what I want you guys to have when you're creating this vision board. Number 2, make the best out of bad situations. So we know that situations are going to occur. And I can tell you right now, I'll tell you it's the enemy. You can call it just life smacking you in the face, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be things coming against you when you've got this childlike faith to create this vision board and this dream board that is so grand and extravagant that, yeah, no. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hit. People like, seriously, you're crazy. You're going to get those haters. You're going to get whatever coming at you. Life is going to happen, and you need to make the best out of bad situations. So, like, today, I mean, with the situations that I've been going on in my life right now, I, like, kind of took off of my regular Facebook page. And my biggest thing was to push people over my fan page. So that was kind of like me making the best out of a bad situation. I was trying to draw as much attention over to my fan page as I could to try to keep building that up versus my regular page. Didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but that's okay. It's a step-by-step process. Number 3 is stand with integrity in trials and temptations. There's going to be trials, there's going to be temptations when you have this clear vision, when you have this vision board, when you have things that you're going to, that you prefer in your life. There's going to be trials, there's going to be temptations. One thing that has really been hitting on me, that the Lord's been hitting me on, is I remember I used to talk about sacrifices all the time, right? Like, when we have our goals set on these things, and you'll hear these excuses from people when you're trying to talk to them about starting their health and fitness journey. You know, they don't have the time for it. And in all reality, that's a bunch of BS. Sorry, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you guys, because we know that the majority of people will sit on their phone for hours at night, or sit on a TV for hours at night. And I'm not dissing on anybody, but I'm being real. When people are struggling to live, when people are struggling with obesity, when people are, you know, they're at the last straw, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're, you know, all this stuff is going on in their life, it's an excuse for people to come in and say, I don't have time, or I don't have the money. And I'm like, BS, 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 because I can pull up, or I can tell you about how I didn't have the time. I can tell you about how I didn't have the money. But you know what? It's, no. I stood strong, and I did something with my life. And that's what it is. And if you think about it, in all reality, if somebody is saying that they don't have 25 minutes or 30 minutes to work out, we even have a 10-minute workout program. I've never done it. I think it's more of one that you can start off with, but then they like to call it like a stack. So they can do 10 minutes and then maybe do another 10 minutes. But if people do not have 25 minutes to 30 minutes to work out in a day to stay active, which you can look up the scientific stuff, do you really think that they're living a life that they really want to live? Probably not. So, the last thing that I want to say, and if you're not a believer, then don't pay attention to what I'm saying, but see everything in life from God's perspective. So when you're making this vision board, and this isn't the last thing I want to say, I just meant for this point, see everything in life from God's perspective. And if you're in your faith, you know that God sees this big, huge picture, this big, huge, he doesn't see what we see. We see the right now. We see the immediate. We see the chaos that's going on. We see, bills coming in. We see, children being disobedient, whatever it may be. We see all these little itty bitty things that go on in our heads, and we don't stop to understand that there's a bigger picture. So when you're creating this vision board, childlike faith, God's perspectives, make the best out of bad situations when they come up, stand with integrity, just create this vision board for you and your family. So with your vision, it must be written down. You guys have to write it down. So however you want to create it, let me turn this around here quick. So this is my vision board. There's a few things that I would like to switch around it and probably even put like a picture of a home on there, and stuff like that. Normally I was someone who just had all pictures. I didn't have like the writings, because to me, I am someone who is picture oriented. Like I want to be able to just look up at the board, and instead of reading it, I see this log cabin home, or I see this great home for me and my family. The Disney I can look at each and every single day because I see Mickey Mouse and I know exactly what that is. So I think I might cover it up with pictures, but it needs to be written down and it needs to be clear. That's the thing, is you have to have a clear vision. If you are wanting to, if your vision is to have a home, what does it look like? Like, I'm not saying like just, oh, here, I want a home for my, again, childlike faith and look in God's perspectives. Honestly, my vision is a log cabin home on a lake, around a woods, someplace where I could fish, someplace where the kids could tent, like camp and stuff outside, log cabin on the outside, but on the inside, like, marble tables or whatever, or not, you know what I'm talking about, like marble on the top and like a big, huge, awesome, flat cooking thing, so I can have my chef come in and cook for me all the meals that I want, but I don't want to make. A salad bar. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, get real. Like, seriously. Envision this when you're making this. Get clear. You need it written down. You need it in front of you, because then every single day when you wake up and you're like, yeah, that salad bar. I'm going to have that salad bar in my house. Like, you're going to start doing the activities that you need to do in order to get to where your vision is. It's just, it sounds crazy, but it's real. Same with words of affirmation. When you speak that self, when you're in the mirror and you're like, Ashton, you're valuable. You are important. You're loved. I had to do that over the last like 3 days. Like, I was in a very, 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 very depressed state like the last 3 days, and I'm normally not like that. Like, I normally have some things and it kind of goes, but like I wanted to shut off everything. I didn't want to be on my social media. Like, I just wanted to sit and cry, and I had to stop. And I was like, I remember there was a YouTube video and it was talking about how it was like, oh, like in the background it plays this really soothing music, and then it's like, you are loved, you are prospering, like all these things that it's telling you that you are. And I'll try to find it and put it in the comments below, but like, it seriously is like having that playing back, just all these things that you are, and that it's like that reminder. It sets telling you that all these things that are true about you, versus the lies that we constantly hear over and over in our head, like we're not good enough. We can't be successful because that's just not in our genes. It's not in our DNA. It's not, my parents were like this, so this is where I'm not in the right place. Like, all of these thoughts that go on over and over. Like, we're getting ready to launch to the UK. Oh my goodness. You know how many people that is? That's how many more people that we can help. So, oh, well, I don't know anybody in the UK. Dude, you ain't got nobody in the UK, because you're gonna go reach out to new people in the UK here this week. You're gonna meet new people, right? So your vision also needs to be motivating to those who see it, right? That see it or hear it. Like, so once you create a vision board, share it on your Facebook. And you know what? Maybe it says to become debt free. Don't be ashamed of it. You know how many people are in debt? Oh my goodness. People will see that, and you could put, I'm going to pay off all my debt by this and this and this such date. And people are going to be like, how how are they going to do that? I want to do that. How are you going to do that? Like, you know, they can start asking questions, and this is where you need to have that childlike faith. You need to go on God's perspective. You need to have it written down or in beautiful pictures. It needs to be clear, and it needs to be motivating to those who read it, especially you. So again, let me read that quick. A vision is a clear and precise mental portrait of a preferable future. Preferable. I'm going to keep saying that because it's not about what you think that you can do. It's preferable. So, they talked about how there were 3 elements that we must consider if you're going to see a vision fulfilled. So number 1, we must understand that our vision comes from God. It's not something that we imagine or think of overnight. And honestly, I mean, just, you didn't get things placed in your heart of having this dream home of this and that, or, you know, all these things that you think of that are great and good things. That comes from the Lord. Like, it's okay. Like, prospering is not a bad thing. Your priorities and spiritual gifts will help you focus on your vision. So vision begins where you are now. So you must, okay, let me read this really quick. Or I shouldn't say really quick. I should say, let me read this again. Your priorities and spiritual gifts will help you focus on your vision. Your vision begins where you are now, so you must face and solve your problems and then overcome all the barriers to fulfill your dream. What? So think about that for a second. We all have these gifts inside of us. Some of us are very gifted and, you know, with, sorry, I'm like trying to plug in my laptop there. It was dinging at me. So we all have these gifts inside of us. Some of us are really gifted in social media. I mean, all of us are continuing to work better and better, but we need to focus on the gifts that we have so that we can give it out to people. Like me, I know that I have God has gifted me with the ability to uplift people. I don't know why I couldn't uplift myself the last 3 days, but when people come to me about situations, about circumstances, I can usually talk to them, and God gives me the correct words, you know, just being led by the Spirit to be able to speak to someone and let them know that things are going to be okay. And I can tell you right now that not everybody can do that, right? Have you ever gone to somebody about a problem that you're having, and then after you tell them what they say to you, you just want to smack them in the face? You just want to like slap some Jesus in them or something, because it's like, seriously, did you not just hear what I said? Like, some people have a way with helping you get through things. Others have a way of making you smack your head off the wall. No, but really, no, we do really all have these different gifts, and we need to learn how to utilize them in the business. We don't have to all have the same gifts. We all have different gifts that we can use. I love to speak. I love to talk on my social media. I love to use my words. I love to speak one-on-one with people. That's a gift that I have, so I love to utilize videos. Does that mean that you shouldn't use videos if you don't feel talented or gifted? No, you will get better. But I'm talking about just in general in your life. So anyways, okay. Goal setting. So you need to have, vision begins with goal setting. So goal setting is much more than just simply saying like you want something to happen. So your vision is where you're really visualizing everything that you prefer. This is what you prefer. Big, dream big. So if your thing is to grow this business, maybe it's making $100,000. Maybe it's making $1 million in a year. Whatever it may be, write it out and put it out there. Don't be ashamed by money. Like, I'm trying to help people. Yeah, you're going to help people. Like, that's what this business is about. It's about helping people, and you should never feel ashamed to create an income on what you're doing. There's people out there making an income selling drugs. There's people out there making an income selling, sugar. Sugar is one of the worst addictions that probably creates more cancers in this. I'm just getting real, right? Sugar. I don't care what anybody says. Maybe some little bit of sugar came from the Lord, but we shouldn't consume all that we have. And here are these companies, all these candies, all these whatever. Like, just think about it for a second. It's not helping people. Sugar is not helping people. It's there. Just really. And then GNC. Like, you look, there's nothing wrong with GNC. I'm not saying anything wrong with GNC. I'm just saying, like, there's people making an income selling their products just like GNC. You guys are a business. And you know what? You guys have the best thing that you're selling to people, and that's you. They get you with this whole equation, and they can't get that anywhere else. You know how valuable you are. Do not set yourself up for a little thing. You are so important. You are so valuable. You should be top dollar notch paying people, paying you millions in dollars to just be their friend. You're there for them. That accountability, that relationship, that's something that they're not going to get when they go to GNC. That's something that they're not going to get sometimes when, depending on what gym they go to, they don't get someone there that's going to be there for them like we are. Maybe there is a gym like that, but I'm just saying, like, you are one of the biggest parts and equations of this whole picture that we are doing, that you should never feel ashamed of the price that a challenge pack is for, because you probably don't include yourself in that picture. Because if you did, that price for that challenge pack, there wouldn't be enough money in the world to be able to, to pay for that for you. So, like, just think about that for a second. When you are talking to people about the challenge pack, it's not just a simple workout program. It's not just a simple nutrition that is so amazing and delicious and yummy, and I love it. It's more than that. It's you included in this. So, sorry, yep, that was my little sidetrack moment. But, so goal setting. When you set goals, you guys hear about this all the time, so I'm not going to totally get into it. It did talk a little bit about SMART goals, right? So if you guys don't know what a SMART goal is, you can look it up. SMART goals are pretty much specific goals, so making sure that you're having a specific goal. And again, like I said, so your goals are different from your vision. Your vision needs to be what your life would be like 100% what your life would be like if all the stars were aligned, or you could snap your fingers and it would happen. Goals are, okay, I need to be specific. How can I get there? So maybe you want to make $100,000 a year in this. Okay, well, there's something that's called team volume that we can look at, that you can kind of be like, okay, well, this is where my left leg needs to be at, and this is where my right leg needs to be at. That's where you can be like, okay, I need my weak leg to be at this team volume. So again, we can start setting more specific goals. They need to be able to be measured. Same thing. Oh yeah, the door, sorry. Maddie just came in. But Success Club 5, non-negotiable. Something you can measure that, right? Like if I say Success Club 5, helping 3 people, I need to help at least 3 people a month, or 5 people a month. That's something that you can measure. Attainable. So your goals should be achievable. Well, honestly, anything should be able to be achievable, right? Like, I know that I'm told that my God can do the impossible. So I'm just saying. No, but anyways, you should be able to achieve them and stuff. But you want them to be something that you have to push for, because it's not a goal if you can just do it, right? Like if you said, my goal today is to tie my shoe. Okay, if you tie your shoe every single day, really, that's not a goal. Relevant. A goal should be relevant to the direction of your vision. So if you have a vision to make $100,000 with this business, helping as many people as you can and everything, but yet, And I'm not saying that you can't have time for yourself, because we all do need to unplug and we need to spend time with our families. But sometimes there's some sacrifice as far as maybe you want a girls' night. Maybe you want to binge on Netflix for a day. That's not really, you will be making sacrifices in order to accomplish the things that you want to do. I've made many sacrifices of sleep, which we need sleep, and just different things too, like cutting out my volleyball. I used to play volleyball once a week and stuff, and I cut that out. And that was because I saw a bigger picture of me creating the life that I prefer, the vision for my family and everything. So those are just things to think about. And then the last thing is time-specific goals. This one really hit at me, and my coach Lindsay Weiss talked to me about it the one day. And I'll tell you actually a funny story of what's going on in my life right now that you guys be like, makes sense. So if you don't have a time stamped on it, you're not going to push yourself to accomplish those things. Danny Johnson talks about it all the time. She talks about how this actually might have came from Jen Sincero from You Are Badass. But she's like, if you've got 6 months to accomplish something, like, so for homework, you're in school, right? And someone's like, okay, you've got to write this paper by December 1st. You're going to take all the way up until December 1st to complete it and turn it in. Most people would. Now, if they're like, all of a sudden they're like, I'm sorry, that's the wrong date. You've got 2 weeks to accomplish this. You're going to take 2 weeks to do it, right? You're going to get it done. So the timestamp that you set onto it, if you're really, really, really serious about it, you're going to accomplish it. Like if you just write a date and you're like, yeah, I'm going to have it happen, but then you're not taking actions for it, and just like a paper, like if you weren't actually writing it, yes, you're not going to accomplish it. But when you really set it in your mind, like, okay, I'm going to accomplish it by this date, you're going to make it happen. Same way with, so for me and finding a place, it was something when I got told, hey, it's got to be done at this date. It's got to be done September 1st. Okay, I drop everything and I'm on it, right? So you guys need to have a stamp date on your goals. So if you're like, you know what, I want to be a diamond coach by the end of September, and you write it down, what are you going to do to accomplish that? And I don't mean just write it down and act like, okay, yes. Because yeah, then you're not going to accomplish it. You need to be like, no, then I'm going to make it happen. I did that with so many of my goals, and they happened before it. I set a goal of becoming a diamond coach in less than 90 days because of our Success Club trip, because I would have been able to go on the Atlantis Success Club trips, a place that I wanted to go, it's on my bucket list. And I accomplished it. I just totally messed up with something else. We were supposed to have a 90 PV home direct order, and I ended up wanting to try the P90X bars and the Recover that we had. This was in the beginning when we hardly had anything. And you know what happened? I got rid of my Shakeology for 1 month and got the other stuff, which was more expensive, except it wasn't a home direct order. We didn't have home direct orders on anything else other than Shakeology. So I lost out on my wonderful, sorry, you guys are going to see the wall because I'm totally trying to plug this in so it doesn't die. Isn't the wall nice? The ceiling? It's time for you guys to look up. Look up and make something happen. So anyway, so I missed out on our Success Club trip. I accomplished the goals. I just made a little mistake. I was seriously almost done and I almost quit. No joke. I was not happy with Beachbody. I called them like, dude, cancel that stuff. Just reset it up for a home direct order. I totally did not even anyways, no big deal, right? I've been on Success Club. I've earned every single Success Club trip for the year, and I've been on every single one except for the cruise when I was pregnant because my doctor told me not to go. So anyways, so that's a little on goals. So the last thing I'm going to do is read these 2 prayers that I would like to read. If you're not someone who prays or wants to hear it, that's fine. You can stop the video, you can get off. No big deal. But my big thing is that I really want you guys to understand that vision is the things that you prefer. And hopefully you guys wrote that down, or you can go back and write it down, or I'll put it below or something. But you need that vision for your life and for your family if you want to accomplish anything. And it needs to be the things that you prefer with that childlike faith and God's perspective, and not your own mind that we have. No. So this is the first one. And you know what? I can take a picture of it and put it there so you guys can be praying these in the morning or praying these at night when you guys are getting ready to make your vision boards. So there's a prayer to activate vision. So it says, I thank you, Lord, or I thank you, my Lord, that I am your workmanship. You are the potter and I am the clay, uniquely designed to bring you glory. I ask you, dear God, that you will awaken vision inside of me. I don't want to waste my life doing things that you didn't design me to do. I have a responsibility to you, my creator, to use my life for your plans and purpose. So I ask you, dear God, that you would cause me to perceive your heart and mine for me. Lead me and guide me that I might be all you designed me to be. Order my steps. Show me the way I should go. And help me to set goals that are realistic and aligned with your purpose. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So that's the first one. And then the second one is a prayer to break the spirit of procrastination. I have been saying that the last few days over and over and over, because you know how it goes. And today I said it, and I've been on point with everything today pretty much. It's been a great, great day. So it says, Lord, your words say that faith without works is dead. I break all spirits of procrastination in my life. I will write the vision of my life. I will not hesitate and procrastinate any longer. Your word says that without a vision, your people perish. I declare that I am a woman or man of vision. I have a unique purpose to fulfill in the earth. I will not let the devil steal my time and days. So I break off all spirits of slothfulness and apathy in the name of Jesus. I pray. Amen. So those are the 2 prayers that you guys can pray over the next week. And that way you guys can pop off your vision boards. I would love for you guys to post them in the team page and share with the whole team what your vision is. And then once you even get done with that, make sure your Facebook profile is set at public and share your vision with your friends and your family and let them know where you're going to go. Like, let them know what you're planning to do, and let them know. There may even be some, like, they look at your vision board and they're like, make 6 figures, do it. Okay. Don't let anybody tell you that your vision is whatever, because what I say to people is, I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to insult my God by envisioning too little, because I know my God can do anything. So I'm gonna keep those big. You know, I mean, you can say whatever you want, but don't let what everybody else thinks or say, because that's not you. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for taking your guys' time to be on here. We'll continue to have more calls more frequently. I'll have them come up. And yeah, you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys in the morning. Bye.